Oh goodness. All right. Nervous laughter ensuing. I already slurred my words. 2 seconds in. All right. Welcome to my very first attempt at DMing a campaign. My name is Reality United. I am a content creator, and I'm attempting to play D&D with some friends tonight. If everybody would like to introduce themselves, if they so wish, username, real name, whatever you're comfortable with.
Who wants to go first?
Sounds like you volunteered.
Sure. My name is Andrew. Hi. This will be my first campaign ever. So that's cool.
That's cool.
Who are you playing, Andrew?
You're playing Torin, a Dragonborn.
Torin the Dragonborn Wizard. Next
Yes,
up.
sir.
Hey, I'm Ethan. I'll be playing a Goliath barbarian by the name of Theron.
Theron the Goliath Barbarian. Next.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'll be playing Atreus. He's a tiefling rogue. A very charismatic rogue at that.
And last but not least.
I am Mercy. I've been friends with the Dungeon Master for years now, and I'm playing a woodland elf druid. Well, I guess I'll say this. I'm a woodland elf named Ponderosa, and I am split leveling as a druid and a ranger.
A druid ranger multi-class, yes. 4 creative, unique individuals, all of whom have very little to almost no experience at D&D. I myself, I have a little experience. I've been in a campaign. I've seen some D&D, but I have never DM'd before. So we are all fresh new faces going at this. So I hope you all enjoy this crazy fun attempt that I just hope we all have fun with. Let us begin. Let us begin.
So fun, so fresh.
All right. So, the year is 2236 AR, otherwise known as the Arcana Renaissance, or the Automotion Renaissance, depending on what you believe in. The continent of Allra is a vast and bountiful place with rich, luscious forests to the south, and sky-piercing mountains all along the northeast coast. The continent is neighbor to several of the world's oceans and seas, such as the Crystal Sea to the south and the Marine's Ridge to the north. The powers that be are the High Cliff Dynasty, a family of dwarves that have held the seat of power over Allra for the last millennium. While major districts and cities found middle ground and settled with the understanding of who's in charge, not everyone fell in line. Races such as humans, elves, furbolgs, and orcs, to name a few, for the most part allowed the dwarves to take power. Drows, genasies, tieflings, and tabaxis, to name a few, rebelled against what they viewed as an oppressive rule for the most part. Just because you are of a certain race, though, does not mean you immediately side with one or the other. But for the most part, this is how events unfolded and how stereotypes evolved. They hated the dwarven infrastructure for taking over cities, rolling over natural land. Those who rebel against the Kingdom Dynasty and their technological advancements still consider it the Age of Arcana. They thank magic and the divine for the life's miracles and give praise to natural wonders. Those who support the dwarves and encourage the progression of technology look to the future in the golden age of automation and see no other path forward than to turn what was once green to brown to steel for a better future. With difference breeds oppression, which prompts resistance, and eventually, war. During the last millennia, there were countless numbers of battles and wars fought for control of all of Allra. However, the High Cliff Dynasty preserved and drove several races near the brink of extinction. What one views as genocide, another may view as peace. However you view it, the fact remains that for the last 200 years, there hasn't even been a peep of another uprising. Uneasy peace. Until now. Times are tense. With the recent unexplained assassination of King Hjolmar, forcing his young son Arlo to take the throne, there is a lot of instability throughout the region. Crown's Guard presence is increasing, pushing their territorial limit to the outer cities with local authorities in order to find the culprit or culprits responsible. Rumors and rumblings whisper about a band of Genasi's known as the Free Elements, a resistance that is rumored to be as strong as the last war. Their leader's name has also traveled from mouth to mouth, eventually making their debut on wanted posters in almost every single city within Allra. This individual is suspected to be believed as a Wind Genasi by the name of Codex Syra. He is the one to have been believed to have slain the king himself. How he did is unknown. If he did is uncertain. And with every day that passes, the tension grows stronger. More and more uprisings are growing. It won't take more than a small spark to throw this country back into the Dark Ages. Some would prefer it this way. Others may not. But we don't recognize peace without chaos. We begin this campaign in the southern city of Nieneth, a small local town right at the northern base of Verse's throat. Known for lumber and crops, it is a seemingly quiet and out-of-the-way place in the busy world. The day is young, the sun is out, and the sky is clear. Folks are tending to their daily duties and responsibilities, and a young-looking half-elf woman is walking into town alongside her wolf companion, tugging along what looks like a bountiful weeks of hunting spoils. Ponderosa. As you walk into this city, you breathe in the sights of the town, and you're instantly greeted with quite a few friendly faces. Some people working outside, enjoying the sun. You see a few Crown's Guard chatting off to the side, just kind of having an argument about God knows what. And you see several buildings and structures up ahead as you enter into the city gates. And as you walk in, there are 2 Crown's Guard posted at either side, and they're letting you walk through. And as you get through, one of them turns around and says, "Well, do you need any help with that, miss?"
Oh no, I'm fine, thank you. And I'll wander through the village trying to find the villagers that I know, who I'm comfortable trading with, who I trust mostly.
Certainly. So it doesn't take long. This is a city that you have traveled to a couple times in order to trade goods. You instantly wonder to yourself if oh, hold on. Yeah. Here we go. Wasn't gonna be completely perfect for the whole session. Of course I wasn't gonna have
It's
everything
amazing,
ready.
yeah. I'm assuming we're supposed to be on roll 20, right?
Yeah, you guys can have roll 20 up at the ready
Hey.
if you so wish.
Okay, well, mine's taking forever to load.
That's okay. So yeah, it doesn't take long. As you walk into town, you see some new businesses that you haven't noticed before, some that you're familiar with. Your mind instantly goes to wondering if Britta has her store open. And you know Britta to be this lovely old woman who you have traded with multiple times, someone who's always given you a little extra than what you've traded for, someone who's kind of had their eye out for you, somebody who has kind of taken an interest in making sure that you're okay. So
Aw.
after a short while, you walk through the town and you come upon the store, and it's called the Fables Entry, and it's a general goods store. And as you look at the front of the store, you see it's kind of busy right now. There's a lot of people here, which is great because you were worried last time you were here. Britta didn't really have a lot of customers, so you're really happy that she's getting some business.
What's the name of it one more time?
A Fables Entry
Okay.
is the name of the general goods store.
Okay, thank you.
And so there isn't necessarily a line, but you can see inside there are multiple people. You would say you can count like 6 or 7. There are a group of 4 Crown's Guard that are sitting right outside the store. 2 of them are sitting. The other 2 are like leaning against the wall, and they're just chatting. But yeah, you see this. It's a one-story little cottage hut that has windows on all sides, a nice little stone chimney with smoke coming out of the top at the back. And yeah, what do you do?
I'll nod towards the guards and make my way inside since I'm well known in this general store, trying to see if Britta's in, trying to see if I can possibly convince her to, not that it would be hard, but convince her to trade with me.
Okay. You walk in, and yeah, I mean, there were about 6 or 7 people. You kind of look up to the front of the counter to see who's working, and you don't see Britta, but you see a younger woman who you don't recognize, who you've never seen work here before, and you kind of see where there's been a line that's been forming off to the side, so you go ahead and get into the line. Somebody is heading out of the store just as you come in, and you kind of bump shoulders with them. They have their hood up. They don't say anything, they just keep going.
Interesting. Hooded man.
Or
I'm
woman,
gonna
you
take,
don't know.
or woman. I am gonna take notice in that, but kind of just let it be for now. If I see them again, I might pursue. But um I'll probably just like mumble an apology to them and try to make my way up to the counter, see if I can ask the current teller where Britta is.
Okay. So you wait for a few minutes. The line's moving relatively fast. Some people are just there to grab a thing or two, but then of course you get the one person who is like, "Well, I kind of want this," and then like they're just going through every question that they had. And they're taking a good like like you're starting to notice the minutes. 5, 10. Holy crap,
God.
15. Jeez, when will this person move on?
Excuse me. Excuse me, yes. I just had a quick question. Might I cut? Okay, thank you. Is
Uh,
Britta in
excuse
today?
excuse me, we're in the middle of a exchange here, and you get up to as you push your way up there to try and talk to the person. You see it's a human male with very long brown hair, and he looks kind of on the old side, not say like mid 40s, give or take, and he looks very grumpy. And you look at the person on the other side of the counter, and it's a young woman with blonde to long hair, and she's looking equally annoyed that you gather is probably from this customer. And the human male speaks up and he says, "We are in the middle of an arrangement here. If you would please wait your turn." And the woman holds up her hand and says, "I'm afraid I must insist, darling. There is a line. We do have rules, please." And she gestures to the back of the line.
All right, all right. Kind of shuffle my way back, irritated, make my way over to the window of the general store and kind of just wait my turn and watch the people of the village.
Okay. You look out the window and you see people hustling, bustling about, and it's actually at this point that we'll kind of do the camera pan up and away. We're gonna come back to you, and now we're gonna fade down onto the same city where there is a very large Goliath male carrying a large stack of wood, just not even 2 blocks from this store, and he's walking in tow with this very short, elderly man who is looking very cheerful and chipper. And Theron, as you're logging the wood, the old man is kind of skipping next to you. He says, son, in my days, it would have taken at least 20 men to move the amount that you're moving right now. Thank you again for taking this job. Very much. Thank you."
I'm happy that I could oblige. Coin is coin.
That it is. And and just right over here, please. Yes, right over here. And he's like gesturing you. You're now back into the main part of the city, and you head back. You're right in front of this gentleman's house. He lives right in the city. He has a nice little like one-room apartment next to all the kind of like a loft, sort of. Like those apartments above businesses, but it's not on a second floor. It is on one floor, and it is right outside of a large lumber mill where there are materials and tools in order to cut log. And you see a giant pile of lumber that you've been amassing. He's like, "Yes, just right over there, please. Yes."
Right there, right there. Got it.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, I think we got all the wood that we could get. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was anticipating a lot less. And he rummages into his pocket and he's trying to figure out the right amount of payment. He's like doling out coins. He's like, well, let's see here. That was one log, two. Oh goodness. He's like, you see him starting to panic because you realize you brought a lot more wood than he was intending on. He's like, well, I guess. Well, I mean, just one moment. And he runs into the house, and you have to wait like a moment, 2, 3, almost 4 minutes pass, and he comes back out in his hands. He has a sack and he has a little satchel in his hands. He's like, here you go. This should be everything plus a tip for all your hard work.
Oh, thank you
What a
very much,
guy.
sir.
Oh, thank you. This will keep my family warm for the months to come. Thank you. We'll be ready for the fall. Thank you very much. He's like super happy that you crossed paths with him. And go ahead and mark 15 gold into your inventory, Theron.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, now that your job's done, what are you gonna do?
Well, it's a good question. As I've been adventuring, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do, maybe I'll see if there's other work for me here in town.
Plenty of work in Ynnith. We're always working here. If you're planning to stay a few more weeks, I could direct you to a neighbor friend of mine. He's trying to gather a few materials himself.
Oh, I would be honored if you would introduce me.
Yes, of course. But he's out of town at the moment. Oh gosh, when did he say he was gonna be back? Oh, yeah, yes. By next week. So I don't know what your plans are per se, but if you are here within next week, there will be a job waiting for you. That I promise you.
Who is the gentleman you speak of, so I can find him by name?
Oh, of course. So the gentleman, his name is Kent, and he works at that store down there, and you see him point across the town square, like kind of diagonal towards the other end, and you see like another, it's not necessarily a lumber mill, but it looks more so like a general goods store. That's right over there. That's Kent. And Kent, he and I go back. That man. He has helped me. I've helped him with so many businesses endeavors, and after all your hard work, I would feel guilty not referring you to him.
Thank you very much.
No problem. No problem.
I'll keep this in mind.
He holds out his hand to shake.
I will go ahead and shake his hand.
You shake his hand, and he's like trying to shake your hand very vigorously, but because of your size, you're barely noticing like any grip strength at all. But you know that like he's giving it a lot. He's like, "Thank you again, very much, sir." Okay.
Well, I will be off. Thank you again.
All right. So you head off and you go do your own thing. We will pan back over to Ponderosa now. Ponderosa, it's about this time now that you have properly waited in line and have now made it up to the front of the counter.
All right. As I asked, before, is Britta in?
Britta, yeah, she's working in the back. Would you like me to get her for you?
Yes, thank you. That's all I've wanted this entire time.
Right. Well, sorry, she sort of doesn't know how to take that comment and just heads into the back. You hear a few mumblings, and out walks this very sweet old woman that you recognize instantly as Britta, and she greets you with a super warm smile. She says, "Oh, hello, dearie. It's so nice to see your face back in town. Tell me, what brings you back into Nynyth?"
Britta, it's lovely to see you again. I have brought another hunt, and I was wondering if you needed anything, if you wanted some pelts, anything really. I could really use a little extra change.
Oh, of course, dearie. Well, let's see what you have.
All right. I kind of motion her out and my cart is kind of parked off to the side of the building with a tarp on it. I pull away the tarp and I show her that I have different cuts of meat and different pelts that I've already kind of done for her.
Oh, goodness, girl, you have been busy, haven't you?
Well, I have been gone quite a long time.
Yes, you have, and you know, you worry me, darling. You worry me. I hope you're being safe out there.
But of course, Britta, how dare I leave and not come back one day? I'd never dream of it.
Of course, you know, I'll just forgive an old woman for worrying. And she looks over to the Crown's Guard that are still kind of being lazy, and she says, Pardon me, gentlemen. Could you perhaps make your help us with this?" And the Crown's Guard kind of look at each other. They're like, they give the look of, "Oh, why me?" And they get up from their spot and they come over and start one by one bringing all of the product into the building. And Britta takes your hand and says, "So tell me, darling, you, I have to ask. It's been longer and longer ever since you've been coming back. Is anything going on that is of troublesome to you?"
Oh, well, no, Britta, don't worry yourself on me. I've just been taking, some other quests from other townspeople lately. I've been piling on the requests.
Yes, I suppose that makes sense. I just would hate to not see you anymore is all. And she kind of like bows her head down, and
My poor heart.
you kind of you kind of gather that she's grown a very strong connection to you, more so than you may have anticipated.
Oh, she's so cute. What the heck? Britta, even if I were to leave for a long time, I assure you I will always come back.
Oh, thank you. You know, don't
Uh,
don't tell my daughter, but you know, sometimes she gets jealous of you.
Oh no! What a silly thing. She kind of grabs her hand and pats it.
So you two head back inside, and after the Crown's Guard finish bringing everything in, and Britta starts like adding it all up, she says, well, oh goodness, well, that's a large piece, that one. So several pelts, and oh gosh, darling, you're gonna bleed my register dry.
Oh, well then
Yes, yes.
don't take all of it then. I can always, share with the rest of the village. Just take what you need. You know you don't need to take all of it.
Oh well, here's what I can do now for these cuts of meat here and for all these pelts. Uh, how's 20 gold sound, darling?
Sounds perfect as ever.
Oh, okay, good. And she kind of sections off all of the product and she slides 20 gold coins your way. Go ahead and add 20 gold to your inventory.
I don't remember how.
So on D&D Beyond, it is
Yeah.
in your inventory. You see your little currencies. You can adjust the numbers.
I don't see my currencies is my big fat issue.
All right.
Um,
So there's a
in
button that says
inventory,
inventory.
Yeah.
Do you see that little gold symbol on the right side?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead and give yourself 20 gold.
Okay.
And
Okay.
while you two are making this exchange, we're gonna again float back up, and now we are gonna drop down onto a tavern in Yenith. A tavern that is kind of not super busy at the moment, being midday. There's not a lot of early morning drinkers, so to speak. But there are a couple of folks in here that kind of live here. Others that are just getting out of the hot beating sun, and inside at this bar there is a bartender working, a young dwarf woman this time, a young dwarf who is busy polishing some glasses, kind of grumpy that she has the day shift at the bar. And there are a couple patrons in this bar, but the two that we are going to notice sitting at either ends of the bar are a hooded figure with what appears to be red skin and a blue dragonborn sitting at the other end of the bar. And the young dwarf woman, she walks up to the dragonborn first and she says, "Alright, well, you're here. What would you like?"
I'll take a beer, please.
"Glad there's some of you, otherwise I wouldn't make any coin." And she goes and heads to the nearest barrel and fills up a jug, slides it over to you. "That'll be 2 silver, darling."
There you go.
"Thank you." Go ahead and knock 2 silver off your inventory. She heads over to the hooded figure and says, "Well, I'm not gonna pry because it's none of my business. Is there anything you'd like to drink?"
Well, what will a silver get me?
A silver. She goes and heads over to the nearest barrel and kind of kicks it a bit, like punches it to guesstimate how much liquid's left in it. She kind of like, and hears a little bit of sloshing. She kind of shrugs and takes an empty glass and gets about a full jug and sets it on the table and looks back at the jug and says, "Just kicked the jug, just for you." And she slaps it on the table.
Here's your silver.
Nice.
Thank you.
Not to interrupt, but my roll 20 will not load.
Okay, well, let's not worry about it for right now because we're only really
Okay,
going to need
I
roll
didn't know if we
20
needed it.
if we go into combat.
Okay.
So we will
good to know.
we'll cross that bridge if we get there.
Okay.
If.
Anyway, the dwarf woman kind of goes about her business now after tending to other patrons. So it is you two in the bar, minding your own business with a few other stray individuals.
What's your story, Dragonborn? Sitting a little lonely down there at the bar, don't you think?
Well, I appreciate your gesture. I'd rather not talk about it.
I mean, same here. I don't got much to talk about either.
All right.
Yet the two of you seem to be talking, the dwarven woman pipes up. "Clearly you
I'm
both have
just
something
scared
you
of
want to
drinking.
say, otherwise you wouldn't be drinking in the morning."
Well, got a little bit of issue with your garb.
What's that supposed to mean?
Your wares. Your suit.
What about it?
Well, you're dwarven, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. To kind of turn away.
"Fucking day drinkers," as the woman goes out into the bar to service a few other people. Ponderosa.
Yes.
As this exchange is finished, make a perception check.
Oh. Oh man, immediately gets out of my thing. Okay. Perception. Wait. Oh. A 9 total.
A 9 total.
I got really confused. I'm a little dyslexic and this dice confused me. But yeah, 9 total.
During the gold exchange, as you pocket the gold and all the chatter in the building, there's still about like 4 or 5 other patrons that are browsing the shelves and the counters to see what there is for sale. You feel like you're not entirely certain, but for a brief moment, you swear you caught the scent of burning wood.
Jeez. I think my immediate thought goes to my cart.
Make a
I-
dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
As
I'm about to get
suddenly,
thought.
as soon as you made that connection, you hear a loud ringing, just, and then,
Oh. Wait, okay, so a dexterity throw?
mm-hmm,
That's just,
a
so I'm on D&D
dexterity
Beyond.
a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, is that just like rolling and
Mhm.
adding my dexterity?
Yes, you're saving
Okay.
throw. You're saving. You have saving throws on a little box on the left side of your D&D Beyond.
Oh, yeah, okay. Rolled that and got a 19 plus 1.
19 plus, so dirty 20. You'll only take half damage as this fireball explodes right in the middle of this store. Shelves go
Oh.
flying as customers get knocked back and fall down.
I take that personally.
And you take, well, you're only taking half, so you're only taking 2 points of fire damage.
The only thing on my mind is protecting Britta, so I think I would grab her and kind of like throw her to the ground, even though I take the damage. Oh, not 22. How about just 2? Okay.
Theron, Atreus, Torin.
Yep.
All three of
Mhm.
you hear this explosion in the distance in the town, and anybody that you were near, anybody who was nearby you, also heads go immediately up, and everybody starts rushing out to go see what that was.
Yep.
Do you follow?
Yep.
I'm gonna head towards the noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You all head out, and you see now the once fabled entry is starting to become engulfed in flames. Fire is quickly catching as this place is immediately catching fire. Ponderosa, right immediately after the shock, you search and you search. Go ahead and make a perception check for Britta.
Haha, natural 20 plus 3.
Natural
Oh
20.
Nice.
my gosh.
Yeah,
So that's 23 total.
you immediately take in your surroundings and you look around and you see fire like catching. Like this place is a tinderbox and it is not going to be long. You have maybe half a minute, but your instinct, you immediately look over the counter and you see Britta. She actually, how much did she take? She took, oh no. Okay.
She's fucking dead. Are you serious?
She's not dead. She's not dead.
Oh, thank
But
God.
you see her face just covered in soot and like black, just black like wood shavings, and you see it's hard to tell, but it looks like a bruise on her head.
Oh.
And she's not exactly her eyes are not open, but you can tell she is breathing. And instantly from the back room, Mother, are you okay? The woman who you dealt with originally comes out, and she's like trying to look through the smoke to try and find her. What do you do?
Oh my God. All right. The first thing I do is address the daughter, obviously, and I'm like, "Are you all right? Are you all right?"
I'm fine. Whatever that was, it was out here. I'm worried about her. And she looks down. She's like, "Oh, Mother." She's now seeing her mother on the ground. She's moving very slowly.
Kind of nod my head and I like pat her back. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get some fresh air. I will get her. I promise. I promise she will be safe.
She's she sort of nods and and she heads out back the way she came, out a back door. I'm gonna say, are you gonna attempt to carry her out?
Well, I was gonna attempt to heal first.
Oh. So, okay. I will allow that. I'm just saying this is a timed skill event. So, essentially, you don't have a lot of time.
Because I have the healing word.
Yeah, you do. And rounds are only about 6 seconds. So, yeah, I will say go ahead and cast Healing Word on her.
Let me remember how to do this.
I'll say you can get that off really quick and easy, and then, well, the DC will go up a little higher on escaping the building, but not that high.
Okay, I don't remember how to do it. I think it's a D4.
Read the
Okay,
spell, and it'll tell you how much to heal.
Okay. Struggling. Second level or high only. When you cast a spell using
Oh, you know, we're just gonna start session 0 real nice and calm.
Okay, so it's
You lied.
let me pull up because I can't get Roll20 to work, so I have to use
Yeah, use Google, use whatever works. We're on honor
yeah.
rules until I get to you guys. Nothing's
don't
less fun
have-
than cheating at D&D because otherwise there's no convicting story.
boring. Can I just get to the dice, please? Thanks. Okay, what did I say it was? It was a D4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. What does that mean?
So on your sheet, when you're looking at spells, there's a number at the top that says modifier. Like above the search bar.
Yeah, +1. Okay.
So how much did you heal her for?
Oh, I don't know how this website works. Okay, 1d4, no advantage, modifier of 1, roll. Rolls. 1d4 plus. What? Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling.
I'm gonna just do a little dance with my webcam for the people
Okay, I found
watching.
I found the right. I found the right thing.
I believe in you. You can. figure this
Okay, I
out.
got a 3, so 3 plus 1 is a 4.
4 points of healing. All right. As you kind of shout to her, casting that spell, you notice her kind of able to pull herself up to a sitting position, and she kind of wipes away her eyes and says, "Oh, dear, what happened?" Like, still not fully aware of what's happening, of what her store burning down, but like just getting up to like, okay, something just knocked the wind out of me, but I'll live.
Poor baby. Britta, I need you to listen carefully. Doesn't matter what just happened. We need to get you out of here immediately. Can you walk?
I think so. And she sort of like she tries to get to her feet. You help her, and she gets up to her feet. So with the two of you trying now to get out of this building, because the fire is catching super quickly, and at this point, it's kind of gotten up to the roof now, and like shelves are falling. You're hearing clattering of items, just and the beams, the supporting beams on the roof, one kind of goes and crashes in front of the front door.
Okay. In front of the front door. Okay. Britta, is there a back exit or side entrance? Anything.
Yes, the door in the back leads right outside.
Perfect. So I'm gonna attempt to take her. Why is my desk wet? I'm gonna attempt to take her through the back doorway. Through the back.
Okay. I'll say make a. Well, this will just be one acrobatics check going through there because the site of the explosion wasn't in the back room, so it was less affected.
Okay. So acrobatics roll.
Yeah, just keep it away from the fire, getting out of the way, out of falling debris.
I rolled an 8.
8. So
Total.
you're trying really hard to protect Britta. You want to make sure she doesn't take any more damage. And as you're kind of shielding her from the growing flames, you kind of like have to like your arm kind of sticks into the fire a bit. You're gonna take 3 points of fire damage as your arm kind of gets pushed into the fire as you're navigating your way out.
Good thing I have way more health than most of you. Alright, I'm at 13 out of 18 hit points.
But you get to the door and it's already wide open because Britta's daughter had already gone through it, and she's kind of like waiting out there about 10 feet away, like waving to you guys to come towards her. And you're successfully able to get out.
So glad she's not stupid.
The three of you,
Okay.
Tor and Ther and Atreus, you all join this quickly growing crowd that is now watching the front of this building just completely get engulfed by flames, just covered in flames. And you see the Crown's Guard. Two of them had been kind of knocked prone by the explosion, but one was still up, and he's shouting, "Quickly! Quickly, over here!" And getting all the attention of not just the Crown's Guard, but the town's guard and the Crown's Guard. And now there's a bunch of them. "We need spellcasters! Spellcasters now!" And you see several of the Crown's Guard hold up their hands and start casting spells, creating water and creating a rain effect over the building to try and contain the fire from spreading. And after about, we'll say about a decent 10 minutes, the combined efforts of the Town's Guard and the Crown's Guard are able to subdue the fire. And you see a short, older human man who is bald come into the crowd and walk right in front of everybody, in front of the Crown's Guard. And he says, "This was no accident. Someone is attempting to burn down this city. All Crown's Guard are to report to Town Hall immediately unless you want to serve your king with a formal declaration of war." And you hear, the three of you in this crowd, you hear other people like whispering to each other like, "That's, holy shit, I mean, that's the fucking mayor. What's the mayor doing out right now? Like, what?" The mayor steps, and he steps over the Crown's Guard, and he pulls one of them down by they're not wearing ties, but like I'd say like the front of their like armor plate, and he kind of like pulls them down and says, "You best be there in the next 10 minutes." And you guys are a little bit taken aback for a moment as to how this short man is being so intimidating to this super armored Crown's Guard, but he immediately nods and starts ushering all of his men to join him in Town Hall. And now that the fire's out and all of the Town's Guard and Crown's Guard are heading off, the crowd is slowly starting to disperse. A lot of whispers of, "Who the fuck would do that to poor Britta?" And other like, "I swear to God, I think it's one of those resistance people." And another like, "This is not gonna go good over him. He is going to turn this into a mountain." You guys are
So I'm
picking up all of
assuming that-
this.
I'm assuming that the people of, how do you pronounce it, Nineth?
Yeneth.
Nineth. I'm assuming that they are more of the like, they're for the dwarves in power.
So, a point of note for the map, guys. Any town that you see that has like a slightly bigger banner and that has like a circular wall around it on your map, that is a town that is considered a kingdom city. And what I mean by that is that it is a city that is under...
You're kind of chopping.
I'm kind of chopping?
Yeah, your voice is
Yeah.
choppy.
Little
Give
choppy,
it just a
little wavy.
second, maybe.
Sad face for people watching at
Oh,
home.
no, you're fine.
Okay.
No, you're fine now. It really wasn't that bad. It just was like
So,
sensitive.
for a point of note, the towns on your maps that look a little bigger and that have a circular wall around them, those are what are considered as kingdom cities. Cities under the crown's rule, cities that have a high governmental presence, a town council, and a lot more technology. The smaller little square towns are more smaller villages that tend to govern themselves. They most likely have a mayor, they most likely have guards that were born and raised there. If you see Crown's Guard there, then you automatically assume that, oh, they're just passing through from one kingdom city to another. Or you think, well, they're just being bureaucrats and trying to have their hands in every bloody city in this kingdom.
Okay.
So the ones with circular walls you're saying are like closerly related to the like big kingdom?
Yes, those are kingdom-led cities. Kingdom
Okay. So the smaller ones, it's kind of like hit or miss, or
hit or
what
miss.
we know. Okay.
You'll get people who kind of agree with the dwarves. You'll get people who outright hate them. You'll get people who want to become a kingdom city, but they're not big enough. They don't have enough population or resources.
Okay, I just wanted to note that so I don't forget.
Yeah, no, those are great notes. But yeah, the crowd's kind of dispersing now, so what do you guys do?
No.
I'm following the King's Guard to Town Hall.
Really?
Yep.
All right. Dude, what? Oh. Okay, not to interrupt again, but I know why my desk is wet.
Please tell us. Tell everybody at home.
Tell
Yeah.
everybody at home.
I have a
There.
blister on my wrist from burning it with
Oh
a
my, that's
hair,
what it is.
Oh, gross!
and it just burst all over my desk.
Oh my god.
I'm sure everyone at home loves that information too.
You're
Yeah.
so welcome, guys. You're so welcome.
Wait till everybody has a face cam.
Oh, that was great.
I can't wait to show you guys my beautiful, perfectly circular burn.
I just have to make so many expressions to fill the voids. All right.
I'm sending you a picture.
So you
Oh.
head off to the town's guard. What do the rest of you do?
I'm gonna poke my head around the shop to see what's damaged, what's not.
Okay. There are one or two towns guard that are just kind of keeping place, making sure nobody messes with it. So as you get close to the building, they kind of says, "Excuse us, official city business, sir."
Oh, I'm just trying to see if everything's okay.
Clearly, does it look okay to you, sir? As he gestures to the very heavily damaged, burnt building.
I just wanted to see if there's anything I can help with.
If you want to help, why don't you make yourself useful over at Town Hall while they try to sort this thing out?
All right. I'll head there now.
He sort of nods and gestures you off to that direction. Andrew, what are you doing? Or sorry, Torin.
Yeah, you're good. I will follow behind Atreus, but keeping quite a bit of distance. I'm just skeptical of him at the moment.
Okay. Ponderosa, you kind of didn't you caught some of the shouting by all this, but all this time it was just you and Britta and her daughter, the three of you, seeing the building from the backside, and you notice the stone chimney start to wobble. You're out of its range safely, but you watch as it kind of starts as the stone chimney collapses onto the ground.
So are we like trapped behind the building because of that, or can we like get over it? Do you think?
Nope, you're in a wide open field. You're able to easily maneuver your way around to get back into the town if you need it or whatever.
Okay,
but
then that's probably what I want to do. I want to know more of what's happening, and I want to get Britta and her daughter to a safer place, possibly some sort of like healer, or literally just anywhere safer than their crumbling building. So I'm gonna try and get them back into the town, and I'm like kind of holding Britta up, like have her arm up and over my shoulders, like holding her up as we walk.
My business.
I know, darling, I know.
I
But
opened.
we have to get you safe. We have to get you out of here.
That was my parents' business.
I know, darling, I know.
Who would do such a heartless thing?
I don't know, but I can tell you one thing, I will find out. And she kind of a little intimidated, super pissed, like this is definitely personal to her. Even though it's not her business, she really cares for Britta.
Mm-hmm.
Britta's like the only one who's like truly accepted Ponderosa as she is, kind of takes care of her. The only person she really trusts, because Ponderosa doesn't really trust many people, so she, like, her number one priority is getting Britta safe, and as soon as she's safe, she's finding out who the F did this.
Yeah, totally. And as you kind of make your way back into the town, you see there's a lot of commotion going. People haven't exactly returned back to business. You see a crowd starting to form around this very large building, and it's large because it's 2 stories, which is a big deal in these smaller cities. A 2-story building where there's a crowd starting to form outside, and there are towns guard monitoring it, saying one at a time, please. And you see another towns guard saying, "Over here if you were injured in the blast! Over here! Over here if you are injured!"
That's immediately where I'm going. I kind of disregard my own problem, kind of coughing a little bit, probably limping, probably severely burnt. But honestly, none of that matters to me. Only getting Britta safe. Britta, this way. And you, I kind of gesture to her daughter because I don't know her daughter's name. This way. Come on. Both of you are injured. We must go over here.
All right. And you help the 2 of them over, and you see a towns guard who appears to be healing people and bandaging up others. He says, yes, all right. Just sit down right there, please. I'll get to them eventually. As he's currently bandaging up in an older man's arm. Just one at a time, please. God, where are the fucking bloody clerics?
Sir, what? Why are you the only one here? Where is all of your healers?
They're probably inside trying to sort out this mess.
She kind of takes a big, fat, deep breath. She knows she has a bit of her temper, but she's trying to stay calm.
You feel
Okay.
you feel a hand on your shoulder, and turn around and see Britta, and she says, "It's okay, darling. You got us here. We're okay. We're safe. Why don't you go on in and see what sort of chaos brought such destruction to my business? We'll be fine here." And the daughter sort of nods, sort of as like an understanding, like, "Hey, I got this."
Freaking better. Just kidding. All right. I kind of just give him a nod, pursed lips, and kind of like turn around and shove my way through the crowd, through all the frantic people to get my way inside of this building.
Okay. So eventually the 4 of you, while not knowing either single one of you, you all find your way into like it's kind of built like a church, sort of. It's got pews to sit in, like a bunch of benches with backs to sit in, and the place is immediately filling up, and those who can't get a seat are standing up. And you all find different spots in the room, and a lot of chatter for about 5, 10, another 15 minutes, give or take. And then eventually that short man heads up to the podium that can address everybody. He says, "All right, Nyeneth, listen up. I have reasons to believe that this was a Crown's Guard interference." And you hear a bunch of, what, like a bunch of gasp and stuff. And somebody shouts out from the back. He says, "That's impossible. The Crown has nothing to care for Nyeneth." And he says, You be quiet. One of your weapons has been discharged. Care to explain this?" And he holds up what appears to be, it looks like a metal flintlock pistol, but there's no cartridges or anywhere where it looks like it has ammo. It looks like it's been expelled and shot, and everyone's eyes just go big. And for those of you who have had multiple interactions with the Crown, you notice, you recognize that as the standard issue weapon that all Crown's Guard carry. This ranged, it is in many ways like a gun, a technological advancement made by the glory of the Crown. And the Crown's Guard who spoke up, he's like, what? How on earth? Silence, you! A Crown's Guard weapon was fired, and now poor Britta's business is burned to the ground. Will you be paying for that, sir? And the Crown's Guard kind of mumbles and says, yeah, he doesn't really say anything, actually. And he says, I'm officially instituting a curfew. No one is to leave the city after dark. We will be investigating this on our authority, he says, looking at the Crown's Guard.
I'm gonna mumble under my breath. Good riddance.
The Town's Guard have been instructed to keep anybody from coming or entering the city or entering or leaving the city for the next 24 hours. The Crown's Guard, I
Period.
suspect, will be interested in what? Hello?
Nothing. Nope, just
Oh.
mumbled. You're good, keep going.
I assume the Crown Guard would like to try and hold whatever remains of peace and respectfully stay within the confines of this town hall while we conduct our business, yes? And there's some, like, shoving and angry mumbling between all the Crown's Guard. You guys have been, like, kind of counting since this has started, and you count at least 30, almost 40 Crown's Guard that are currently in this city, which is a lot. And one of them steps forward. He says, I'm the regional commander for this unit. I have several apologies for the poor for the poor shop owner and for the city of Yeneth. I assure you we want this solved just as quickly as you do. There's no need to involve the crown in this. We will abide by your wishes. And the short mayor sort of just nods his head and says, good. Townsguard will be investigating this immediately. I ask you all to please remain indoors and keep your business dealings at a minimum. Divine be with you all. And you hear a couple people repeat back, Divine be with you all. And he adjourns the meeting. Everyone starts filing out.
Wait, okay, so remind me what you said was going to happen for Britta's store. Because otherwise I'm fighting for that.
So currently the town is investigating why there was a discharged weapon from and nobody's figured out which Crown Guard it is yet, because as you walk out and you notice, a bunch of Crown's Guard are now checking their weapons and seeing if there are any missing cartridges or ammunition from their flintlocks. And so far no one has seemingly looked like they're missing any. They said you didn't hear anything about Britta's business, about what's going to happen to it, because everyone's focused on finding out who did this.
Okay, well that's the first thing I'm gonna announce. What about the business? What about Britta's? Her entire shop was destroyed, and you're not gonna do anything about that.
As the mayor was like beginning to leave, and some like about half of the crowd had kind of filtered out by now, but you shout that and some people stop, and some people who hear that are actually interested and turn around, and the mayor looks back and says, one disaster at a time, darling, okay? Let us figure out who is trying to kill us, then we can talk about finances. And he kind of looks over and tries to look for Britta. He's like, whoever Britta is, I know that she knows her town has her back. She is a long-standing member in this community, and she will be taken care of. You have my promise, he says. Rather,
But then I want to be on the team.
make a persuasion check.
Period. 13 plus 2, 15.
15. The mayor, still very frustrated, just shouts, if you want to help, help! Go find a town's guard. Just don't get in their way.
Fine. And that is exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okay. You head out and you see a bunch of groups forming. Like all of the Crown's Guard are together, like kind of like keeping each other hidden from everyone else, checking all of their weapons. You see some small groups of Town's Guard starting to like band together and like start like deducing ideas like, well, let's go check over there. Maybe they went off this way, or maybe there was this. And there are also some other villagers, other people who are feeling like-minded as you and are starting to engage in a little light-hearted vigilanteism.
Hard eyes. Love these guys.
Torrent, Thayer, and Atreus, what are you three doing?
Alright.
It's the Ponderosa show. Oh.
Right?
I'm gonna go up and talk to the Crown's Guard regional, or I forget your exact phrasing.
The head
I'm gonna go
commander?
and- yeah, the head commander, and I'm going to chat with him.
Okay. You walk up to him, and he's in the middle of like talking to some of his subordinates, and he turns around and surprisingly looks up at you and says, "Can I help you, sir?"
I just. What the hell happened? How could you let this happen? I thought you're supposed to be in control of these people.
With all due respect, sir, we are a traveling convoy heading out of Darkholm and heading our way to Nimgalar. We were just stopping here for a bit of rest and food. Protecting smaller cities, I thought, wasn't in the interest of those who choose to live in smaller cities.
But it was one of your.
What is that supposed to mean?
It's one of your firearms, is it not?
So it seems.
You-
I sort of worded that poorly. I'm trying to say, like, they don't care about the smaller cities because the smaller cities don't care about them, is what I was trying to say. I said that rather poorly.
It's okay. So you have no way of knowing if anything's missing, if one of your people did this?
Not at the moment. I'm trying to find out right now, if you don't mind.
Is there anything I can help with as far as finding
this
this
guy?
scoundrel in a quite intimidating manner?
Yes, I suppose you should go join them and engage in such beautiful vigilantism. The bleeding heart of Allra. Nothing better than a bloody-hearted vigilante.
You call me a vigilante, yet you can't have control over your own men. You don't know what happened. How can you call yourself a commander if you don't keep track of these things?
Watch yourself, Goliath. We may not be liked in this town, but we have full authority to take down anything we see as a threat.
The threat being you guys?
Yoinks. Sure.
He's about to.
At
He's about
that,
to.
I walk away.
He sort of like stares at you for a moment, but then reluctantly goes back to his subordinates.
And I'm gonna go and try and find a town's guard to see what I can do.
Okay. I'll say Ponderosa and Theron, you both start to approach the same town's guard, who has about 3 other villagers who are in his group, and he says, excuse me, alright, so we're gonna spread out over on the trade district over there. I want you 3 to check out this area, see if you see anything that has any sort of gunpowder residue, any sort of remnants of any fire. I don't know what we're looking for exactly, but I'm sure we'll notice anything out of place. We all grew up here after all, haven't we? And he kind of like slaps some of them on the back and tries to bring up the morale, because they're kind of looking down. They kind of chuckle like, yeah, this is our town. Yeah, we can do this. And the 2 of you make your way over, and he turns to you and says, "Ah, a few more villagers here to help poor old Britta."
Yes, anything you need, I'm here to help.
Great. How about you 2 then work in a pair? And I need you to cover this area right over here. And he points over to a building to the left of Britta's house slash business.
Kind of just nod and immediately go over there. No disregard for Theron.
Oh, see, you're
Sorry.
fucking hot-headed. I'm gonna follow after.
I
Okay.
just don't care about you.
Atreus, Torin, what are you up to?
I follow the town's guard, or not town's guard, the team's guard again.
The team's guard again? Okay. I'll
Yeah.
say, Torin, what are you doing?
Oh, I was gonna say, I just keep following.
Okay. So
Cool.
you're keeping pace with Atreus, and Atreus, you make your way to a different town's guard this time. This is an adult woman with short black hair, and she is also spouting off orders. She's like, "All right, I want 5 of you over here to cover the well. We're gonna need at least 4 town's guard to cover the south exit." And as the 2 of you walk up to her, she says, "Okay, are you here to help?"
Whatever I can do.
Great, thank you very much. And You notice she's rather indifferent about the event. She's just trying to get order back in her town. She just says, "Okay, I'm gonna need a few people to investigate this business over here." And she points.
Investigate?
Yep, and she points over to a one-story house next to a what appears to be a sawmill.
Sounds good. What are
Per-
we investigating?
You're looking for anything that could point to the person that did this, she says rather sarcastically.
Okay. Am I reporting back to you, or who am I reporting to?
You report back to the first one of us you see, wearing these clothes, she says. She's being very snarky.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Thank you for your service. And she goes back to barking out orders.
Can I roll a perception check?
Sure. You both head up to the house, and it's just this cozy little one-person house next to a business that deals in lumber.
Yep. So I'm gonna roll a perception check.
Go ahead and roll perception.
That's 15.
15. So, not going in the house, you're just kind of looking around. You're walking down both sides of it, kind of getting a full 360 of the house. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing looks out of place. No footprints in the grass. No random dropped items. Looks seemingly fine. Whoever did this doesn't appear that they went this way.
Do I know that Torn's following me, or is he still like?
That depends, Torin. Are you trying to be stealthy, or are you making it obvious that you're following him?
I guess I'll sort of catch up to him at this point,
Okay.
and I guess
I guess.
kind of apologize for earlier. I guess. Yeah.
Okay. It happens to the best of us. Doesn't that seem a little fishy to you?
What?
The lady. She just seemed like she wanted her town back in order rather than actually caring about anything that happens.
Yeah. I guess so.
I don't know.
What
It's
are
the
we
little
gonna do
things, I
about
guess.
it? Yeah.
Keep an
Talking
eye
about
out.
me? I don't fight you.
Not even talking about you, Ponderosa. Anyway, what do you see?
Can I roll a perception check?
Go right ahead. Roll a perception check.
I can do it in roll 20, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if roll 20 isn't work again, I can't see dice rolls right now, so honor roll.
Oh, yep. Forget my perception. 1 sec. Could I do 1d20 plus 2?
Yeah, yes, or just 1d20 and
Yeah,
then
so it's 21.
21. So you kind of have a keen eye for details. You sort of you're looking around at the grass, seeing if there really are any sort of indentations. You peer up into the window of the place, and you see a short old man pacing around in his house, looking rather nervous. You look off to the distance across the town square, and you see a half-elven woman and and a giant Goliath male start to investigate a house about equidistant from the town square to you guys.
Okay.
Ow.
But no hints, no clues, possibilities that they went this way.
Okay. I think I'm all good then.
Okay.
Everything seems fun to you?
Yeah.
Me too. I don't like just standing around though.
That is fair.
So what do you guys do?
So you said, well, I guess, Torin, you saw the Goliath and the Wood Elf, or the High Elf.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm
Okay.
just standing around. I can't see anything. I just kind of like looked around,
Well,
nothing.
Yeah, Andrew, what do you want to do?
I guess I'll walk in, or like walk towards them.
Okay.
I'm in suit after.
So the two of you walk over to the elf and the Goliath, and the two of you go ahead and make perception checks before they come over, because this would be happening around the same time.
Me and Atreus.
No, Mercy and
Oh, wait, what?
both
Nat
of you
who's
make
making?
perception
Plus
checks
1,
at your
21.
house.
Okay. My perception check was a 7.
7. Mercy, you're still, sorry, Ponderosa, you're still coming off of the adrenaline of saving Britta. You're not able to really like hone in and focus yet. You're still a little cloudy in the mind. Theron, you notice not footprints, just little darker patches of grass that seem to move at a very odd direction. You follow them for a bit, and you see them kind of circling the house that got burnt down, Britta's house, and then they kind of just head off, and you can't exactly tell where.
Hey, elf lady. There's some weird grass over here. I can't tell where they're going though.
There's
Seems
weird
to be
what?
all the grass. It's a little dark and it's it's all around the house, but I don't know where they're going.
What does that have to do with anything? It's just a bit of dark grass.
Yes, but we're looking for signs of the thing going off, are we not? This could be something.
I'm just so frustrated, but I just decide to go. Big fat huff, and I'll be fine. Fine. Let's go.
As the two of you try to make sense of these random patterns of darkened grass on this grassy field, you guys almost bump heads with two other individuals who appear to be, one is cloaked and one appears to be a blue dragonborn.
Ugh, gross. I'm gonna kind of scoff and watch where you're going, delinquents.
Yeah,
Especially
we're watching you.
Dragonborn.
Hey,
She kind of eyes him up and down, notices his outfit. It's kind of immediately distrusting. Not a fan of the dwarves. Or
We're looking for the same thing around
crown
here.
specifically.
yeah. No need to be rude.
Just get out of the way.
While the four of you are chatting, a town's guard walks up to the four of you. This is a new one, a young blonde male this time, who has a super chipper attitude. He says, "How are the four of you doing?"
Well, seeing that as a shop exploded and fire happened and that shop burned down.
Oh yeah,
And
nasty,
we're all in
nasty
a
stuff. Terrible, terrible thing. Yeah, I sure hope we find the guy. But hey, you know what? You four look like a motley crew. I'm gonna put the four of you together. You four are in our group, okay?
Great.
Uh,
Oh, brother.
If you'd please
Mhm.
notice, and he kind of gestures around, everyone's kind of pairing off into groups of four. We find that that's a safe number. So why don't you all work together and head off over there? Because we've kind of got this area covered. Thank you. And he just walks off.
We're where?
He points off to kind of the southern end of the city where there are more farms and crops.
I'm gonna roll my eyes and just go with it. I'm gonna start walking over there.
Well, seeing as we're a group now, you guys got
Ah.
names?
I'm Theron, and yours?
Atticus?
Sorry. Just
How
kinda
about you?
sounded
Do
like
you have a
fake
name?
Nameless?
Name is
Yeah.
Torin.
Ah,
Ah,
I see. And
Not
how about the
responding.
scoffy elf lady?
She's been ignoring me. I still have no idea what her name is.
And we'll keep it
Judgmental.
that way. Who needs names when we're only here for one reason? Let's get to it then. If I'm going to be stuck with you, you're going to follow.
Sure,
We're
Pointy.
all in agreement.
Only pointy?
Sure.
Ponderosa,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where's your wolf?
Here. That is an awesome question.
Great question.
I think that's like my biggest concern now. Actually, probably on the outskirts of the town. Kind of usually let him wander around.
Okay. It just so happens that you all four were directed that way, so as you four make it towards the southern end of the town, you, Ponderosa, are able to notice Fenrir sort of sniffing around, kind of digging into one of the gardens, just
I love this guy. Fenrir! I can't, hey, I can't whistle, so just pretend. But I whistled for him.
that's half a D&D right there. So yeah, you whistle. Fenrir comes he comes just scampering, almost full speed right towards you. Just
I love this guy.
and
Oh, I
he
love
almost
this
he
guy.
almost collides into you as he just kind of like nuzzles himself into you, just doing like the dog love thing.
Great,
Okay,
the
well, I
brutish
kind of
woman
stumble
has a
back, but I
dog.
keep my place.
Yeah.
No wonder she doesn't like people. She's stuck
Yeah.
in animal
I
land.
wonder if he's as
Cut it
annoying
out!
as she is.
I'm not a furry!
We never said you were a furry.
Yeah, it would be easier if we knew your.
Elves of all kinds. So, if you don't mind, I guess you may call me. Hold on, I wasn't prepared for this. I'm not gonna give you guys a real name.
You only knew about first session for 3 months.
Okay, listen.
I'm
Cut
sorry,
it
I
out.
shouldn't comment like that. That's my bad.
No, it's funny. I like it.
Dungeon Master
Um,
bullying.
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's the only time I'm ever gonna do that. I don't want to be the dungeon
Oh,
masters I used to
Lord.
make fun of.
Fair.
You guys
We
made
have
me
investigating
nervous.
to do.
You're good, just-
name.
Stop, you made me nervous. Shut up.
Just take your time.
Pointy it is then.
You're good. Take your time.
Y'all, why is my brain literally empty?
It happens. It happens with D&D.
Okay, here. Alright, fine. If you must know, you may call me Prisma.
Okay, Prisma.
Here's my dick in your
Mm.
mouth.
The art
I
supply.
probably okay. Whoever used a fake name needs to make a deception check.
That's easy.
I bet.
Both of you guys.
Uh,
Oh! I got a 9.
9.
18 plus my 6.
18 plus your 6.
Hate that guy.
Appears to be Atticus. But for when
Actually, it's plus 8. Sorry.
plus 8.
What?
When Prisma said that name, the three of you sort of look at each other, look at her. That's not exactly an elven name. She's holding back something. She might be telling the truth. It's possible. But you're not too sure.
All right. Well, we're
Gonna
here.
question me?
You know what? Prisma. Whatever. We should look over the area.
Indeed. I'm gonna go off with Fenrir, off to, I don't know, follow the blackened trail of grass or whatever he was sniffing at. I'm gonna go examine that.
Okay, so it was more so in the center of town. It traveled a bit of a way to the south, but it stopped after a certain point.
I didn't realize that. But yeah, well, I'll just be like, Fenrir, what were you sniffing? What did you find?
He sort of like looks up and looks up at you, and he has a carrot in his mouth.
I love that guy.
So were you any of you in the square when this happened? What exactly happened?
I was over near a different part of town. I just heard the boom.
Me too. And
I
Torn
didn't-
decided to follow.
I didn't see anything. I was in the middle of the explosion. I was with Britta in her store.
That's not fishy at all.
Are you
Yeah.
accusing me?
I'm not accusing you of nothing. Just saying it doesn't make you not accusable.
How would it be my fault if I was inside when the fire came from the outside? Because I was inside!
Could have set a trap. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Where
even
all
arguing
things
brutish.
look like I would
Yeah.
know how to shoot a weapon like that. A crown's weapon. Kind of
Yeah, you're right.
disgusted
You don't seem
that you
very
would
bright.
even try to accuse me of this.
You don't even seem to like the crown all that much.
And you do?
I have a distaste for them. I have my reasons.
Well, then I see no reason to be accused. How do we not know it was not the Dragonborn? Does he not have fire ability?
The Dragonborn was with me in a bar.
Please, I was half drunk in a bar.
Yet he's wearing the crown's clothing. The
But he was-
royal.
did you not just
armor.
hear them? They were in a bar.
How
you
do I
think
know they
they-
did not shoot from the bar?
The more we argue, the less we find out. Do you care about Brita? Or Britta?
Britta.
We should.
Tap water.
Not like the tap water, no.
What?
You guys ever seen Community?
In frustration, I'm going to walk off and see if I can notice
Put Britta in
anything.
that too.
Okay.
Perception.
Make a anyone who is interested, make a perception check.
13.
Ponderosa, if you so wish to
13.
if you wish to use Fenrir, you may make it at advantage with his keen sense.
Epic! I'm gonna do that. Awesome. My first roll was a 17 plus 3
Is that for you or
And
for
what's-
Fenrir?
for Fenrir.
Okay. So dirty
And
20.
the second roll, so the first roll was total 20, but not
A dirty 20.
natural. A dirty 20. And then the second roll was a 9 plus 3, so 12. So I'm gonna go with the first roll.
Okay. So with a dirty 20, you show Fenrir the building, and you kind of take some of the soot or the burnt ash and wood, and you kind of hold it up to his nose, and you tell him, find this, and he sort of sniffs it and kind of looks around, starts sniffing the ground, starts moving, and he keeps moving. Theron, you notice with your perception check Fenrir as he's moving, and he stops by a dark patch of grass. And he starts like pawing at it, starts digging it.
All
Who
right,
noticed?
Orny, what did your dog find?
I asked you not to call me that.
You gave us a weird name. I'm gonna stick with what I like.
Then I have no reason to answer you, do I?
We're here to solve the same problem. I don't care.
Yet you
About
can't
you.
even give me respect enough.
Okay,
Talk
Prismarine.
Yeah.
About respect.
Prismarine, really good one. Atticus.
Give us so much attitude.
With a big fat hoof, I try to figure out what Fenrir is looking at, what he's picked up on.
Okay. I mean, he's laying down right now, just like paused right in front of it, just this dark patch of grass.
Is there like a roll, like a history roll, or like something that knowledge, I don't know, that we could see what would make those kind of tracks?
Uh, I'll say make a general intelligence. Yeah, general intelligence check. So you just add your intelligence modifier.
Yeah. Does anyone want to else do this with me, or just by myself?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
I'll say only 2 people can make a check at a time.
Okay. Well, then, does anyone
That's
else want to make a
16.
check?
I'm good.
Andrew, you want to make a check?
I'm good.
16.
Yeah.
All right. Fine, I'll do it. Intelligence check, you said?
Yep.
Awesome. It's a freaking 8.
8.
I'm having terrible luck right now.
Mercy God, Ponderosa. I got so many names in my head. It's so hard to keep track. Your experience with fire, you know that you know what fire does to nature and to foliage as it burns. This isn't grass that's burnt or like starting to burn. It's just grass that has been what's the right descriptor? Like treated with something that is not meant for grass. So it's starting to just darken and kind of crumple in on itself. Theron, you deduce that
Atticus.
it was Atticus who made this check?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
bad. Atticus,
Quote unquote.
you can tell right away, like, this is something fire. Whatever burnt down the house and whatever's turning these splotches of grass dark, there's a connection here.
Okay.
But Fenrir
Oh.
just keeps kind of digging, pawing at this one spot, looks up at you, just...
This is peculiar.
Why does it just end? Doesn't make any sense.
It's not burn marks.
Okay, what is it?
It's some sort of, I don't know, potion, spell, anything. Anything. It's anything but fire. It's like it's
Like it's dead.
not necessarily. It kind of is meshed together with whatever spell or potion or chemical somebody used.
Okay.
It's not a natural thing, is what I'm trying to say. So it's not even fire.
And did the guard, they made it pretty clear that they fired one of the weapons was fired, correct?
The mayor held up a fired flintlock pistol, which looked exactly like all of the Crown's Guard's weapons.
And
But-
have we ever seen one of those go off that just makes a fireball explode?
I'll say, Atreus and Torin, both of you make history checks.
Hold on. Andrew just went to the freaking bathroom.
Okay.
This guy.
I wish you would just say that.
I was gonna make
Dirty 20.
dirty 20,
Yeah.
and the other one.
The other one. Do I have to make without advantage?
No, I need Atreus and Torin.
Oh.
Yeah, Torin just went to the bathroom.
Okay, we can take a moment.
We could roll for him.
Hey, you need to announce if you're gonna go to the bathroom. They're asking you for a roll.
Poopy head.
I thought it would be quick. Okay.
Yes.
You're good. You're all good. Just it would be helpful to know when you're leaving.
Yeah, I was gonna message you, but you were recording, and I was like, that would be more awkward than just going.
You're fine. Just go ahead and make me a history check, please.
History check. Okay. History. Okay.
Maybe you can just
I got
click
15.
on it.
Or sorry, 16.
16. You have seen this weapon before. This is a weapon that you saw a lot of in your hometown. This is most certainly the weapon that Crown's Guard use, and you have seen this weapon being fired before. The odd thing is that the ammo portion of the flintlock pistol, it sort of snaps open and they shove the bullet in and then snap it back closed. And you've seen glass vials be used in lieu of bullets. And you've seen glass bottles with a bright pink liquid, a bright blue liquid, a bright green liquid, and a bright orange liquid. And you've seen the orange liquid ones fire what appear to be decent-sized fireballs out of these pistols.
Okay.
Maybe announce that.
Unless you don't want anyone else to know.
Hmm?
Oh wait, do I also know this too?
Atreus, what'd you
Who
roll?
else is
I
around?
rolled a dirty 20.
On a dirty 20, yes, you would have picked up on that same description as Torn.
Okay. I'll pick it up and show everyone else that, guys, I think we found our weapon.
Well, we didn't find it. We're just asking because so the mayor showed us a fired flintlock pistol. This was way earlier. Yeah, and so I wanted to do a history check because, well, at least 2 of us have been in our history have been fired at or fired these sort of weapons.
Alright, something shady going on.
I'm gonna announce to the group that
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah, I've
You can go ahead
seen,
and do it.
I've felt these fired with fireballs before. It's usually a glass vial with an orange liquid in it.
Okay, how does that help us find where the person went, though?
I'm just saying that this murder weapon, or this, not murder weapon, we didn't murder anybody, but this weapon could have been used for this fireball. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Where would we find something similar? Who would have something like that here? We're so far south from the capital.
I don't know. I mean, the guard, obviously. I don't know if they carry this and, you know, I mean, this is special. This is something that they use for special cases, so I'm not sure.
Well, where do we find out?
Well, it would mean spying on the guard a little bit if you guys are down for that.
Anything for Britta.
You two?
Sure.
Yeah, we should definitely confer with them and see if they're carrying that to begin with. If you say it's not used commonly, they might not even have any. It could be it couldn't even be the Crown Guard, it could be anyone.
Could be anyone. I don't know why someone would use this in the bright daylight, though. And someone must have had to see them. I mean, think about it. They're in town square, right? That was town square, DM?
Yes, the Britta's business was kind of had some nice prime real estate right in town square.
And no one came forward and said anything.
Yeah.
Isn't that just a little bit suspicious?
Very, if you ask
Definitely
me.
something weird going on.
Well, who you suggest spy? Who do you want to look into first?
The guard.
There's
Not town's
so
guard.
many.
but-
I want
well,
to talk.
they-
I want to
You
talk.
gotta have. What was that?
I want to talk to the original guard that the mayor was accusing. The one who stuttered over his word, but his gun was fired.
But they're all in the same
Yes.
place. They're only passing through. If we just spy, we can see them all in the same place. They're not staying here like some sort of. Well, they might be at an inn. We just gotta find out where they're staying.
I might. Well,
This is our military, our policing system.
We should ask Britta if she knows the innkeeper.
Yeah,
Well,
that'd be a
there's,
good place to start.
there's 4 of us. We don't all have
And
to
split
go.
up. I don't know.
Atreus,
Should be what?
I'll go with you to help with the
Atticus.
spying.
Atticus? It's okay. I understood. And you know that you don't know, so it's okay.
Wink wonk.
Didn't
All right,
even know
well,
there was
I
such a
am
thing.
gonna go to Britta. I'm gonna figure out who is the innkeeper, see if he's got information.
Okay.
Theron, where did you want to go?
I'm gonna go and help you and see what we might be able to find.
Okay, so me and Theron are following the royal guard around while Ponderosa and Torin are gonna go figure out if that they are staying in an inn or some sorts. Does that seem like a plan to all y'all?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll start with Prisma. So Prisma, you walk up back to where you left Britta and her daughter, and she looks a lot better now. She looks like she's been tended to. She has a bandage on her head and on her arm. The daughter herself's being treated for her cough, and she kind of brights up as she sees you, and she says, "Oh, hello, darling. Have you found out anything?"
Partially, but I need to know, do either one of you know the innkeeper?
Oh, the innkeeper. But of course. I've been here as long as I have, if not longer.
Right. What's his name? Do you think he would be willing to tell me anything?
Oh, well, I don't know if he knows anything, but you can certainly go meet him. His name is Mihoz.
Mihoz.
Mihoz. Mihoz.
He's got hose.
Nope.
No.
Oh.
I got.
Mihoz. I should
bad.
should pronounce it properly.
Mihoz? Okay.
Yeah.
I only repeated it so that I could write it down. Mihoz. Okay. Alright. Thank you. I'll let you know as soon as I know anything, and I promise we will get your store back up.
Blessed woman, you. And the daughter kind of gives you an eye. Just one of those, like, watch it eyes.
What you okay. I just kind of turn around and immediately go towards the inn. Fenrir kind of right by my side, kind of ignoring Torin. Really don't trust him. He's one of the crown, or I think he's just
Definitely not.
something about him is wrong because he's got crown's armor on and he's
Torin,
like-
you kind of watch as Fenrir kind of like does a circle around you and is kind of like sniffing at your legs, just trying to get a sense of you. Just.
Andrew.
Yeah. What? What?
Fenrir's sniffing you.
I don't know what to do.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. You just let him kind of sniff you, this new, seemingly acquaintance that's interested Fenrir. And he looks back
I
at
don't
you.
think he can really do much.
He growls a little. Okay, so Atreus and Theron, you two were going to talk to the commander?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. You guys...
Okay.
That is what... Correct me if I was wrong, I'm just trying to keep track of everything. Alright.
We're going to see what they know.
Okay. You head back towards the group, and you see they've kind of dispersed a bit now. They're now in smaller groups of about 3 to 5, and you see the commander. You walk up to him, and he says, "Ah, you again. What is it this time?"
We came to ask some questions.
Kind of pull my hood a little further down.
Is this really a best time to be asking questions in the middle of an active investigation?
Is that not what you do in an investigation? Ask questions to find information?
What is it What is your
Well,
question?
We are wondering if you are carrying any vials of a orange liquid that you would use with your flintlocks.
He sort of looks at you accusingly and says, "Are you suggesting that I had anything to do with this?"
Not you personally, but we're trying to figure out who did this. If your group of individuals do not have this said vial, then someone else is trying to make you guys look bad.
I'll say, are you trying to be intimidating or persuasive?
Persuasive.
Okay, then make a persuasion check.
11.
An 11. Well, clearly you seem to know the types of ammunition that we carry. It's public knowledge that traveling convoys carry at minimum an amount of no less than 3 of each variety, shall we say. We all have some. It's not
You
making
have
any of...
inventory?
Yes, we carry it on ourselves. How do you not already know this?
I don't like to get too close to y'all.
Where are you from?
A little north.
How north?
North enough for it to be none of your business.
Right. And here you push me for my secrets.
You're the one who has these flintlock pistols that got fired at a normal civilian.
So what would
area.
you
Like,
have me do? What would you have me do right now, yes?
Count up your inventory and make sure you have it all.
What do you think we have been doing for the last half hour? And he gestures to
So?
his men, and you see them kind of stockpiling all of the ammunition, taking live count. You see someone with a notebook, like actually counting all of them and marking each soldier, seeing their inventory.
Would you mind if we take a look at your inventory then?
No, we do not want to look at your inventory. We'd like to look at the notes of the inventory.
And I would
Yes,
like a paid week off in Nimgalar. We all want things.
This is an active investigation looking into. Are you not going to work with these townspeople, the people that you've put at risk?
We are in full cooperation with the mayor and his townsguard. And you do notice
Okay.
there are a few townsguard that are overseeing the count of the ammunition.
I brush past them and walk up to the town's guard, not the royal guard.
Okay. You walk up to them and you kind of hear them counting in their, like, somewhat audibly, just 24, 25, 26.
Is there someone that's not counting or just standing there, or not royal guard, but town's guard?
You see one townsguard hanging back a bit, kind of in one of those positions where everybody's in the middle of something. He doesn't really know what to do, so he's just kind of watching his square footage, just kind of keeping eyes on people.
Okay, I walk up to him and I'm asking him, have they been holding back information, or are they cooperating with you fully?
As of so far, they seem to be cooperating. Rather unusual for a traveling convoy, but...
Well, they are under heavy fire.
Yes, and I'm sure the last thing either they or we want is another war. So I'm sure they're doing everything they can to prevent that. As are we.
Okay. Theron, do you got anything to say?
Well, I guess this guy doesn't seem to want to talk to us. What does the town guard know?
Do you say that to him?
Yes.
Well, what we've been able to figure out so far is that the blast appears to have been a small, arcane evocation force that erupted into fire and burnt the place down. It was were clearly able to deduce that it was magic-based, it was nothing natural. And then the mayor
Okay.
held up the bloody pistol, so doesn't take a genius to put two and two together.
And where did the mayor find this pistol?
You see him kind of stop and look up for a sec. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure where he even found that.
Has he been asked?
He sort of looks towards some other town's guard and says, "No, I don't think he has. That hasn't come up on any of our radars yet. Well, why would it?"
Would we be willing to? Are we able to talk to the mayor right now, or is he
I'm afraid he's
preoccupied?
He's very busy right now trying to sort out this endeavor.
Okay. Thank you for your cooperation. We will get back to you when we have any of our information.
Of course, thank you. Please keep searching for Britta.
For Berta.
Indeed.
And you leave him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, what do you think we should do now, Attica? Should we butt in on the mayor? What?
No, we gotta talk to Prisma and Torin.
We haven't talked to the inn yet.
I know.
And it's at this time, while this is happening, Ponderosa, Prisma, you and, who'd you go with?
Torin.
Torin.
I went with Torin. Their names are so similar.
I will get it by episode, whatever, by like episode 30 probably, maybe, who knows. Yeah, the two of you make your way to the inn, and you head up to this two-story building. It's one of the very few two-story buildings in town. It's a very nice inn with several windows out front, kind of like a front patio, and you see the sign hanging just above it, and it just says, "The Cozy Corner." Just kind of softly swaying there in the wind.
All right, well, I am going to just go inside, kind of on my own, and immediately go to the front desk.
Okay. You walk in, and there's a very young, like, not even teenager, redheaded
Oh my God, a
human
baby.
male sitting there at the counter and says, "Hiya! What can I do for you at the Cozy Corner?"
Hello. Is your father or mother around? The owners, perhaps.
He sort of gives you a confused stare, and then just looks up and shouts, "Hey, Pa!" And you hear some footsteps as he walks down. "Ah, son, you and your voice. Oh, hello, guests. Welcome to the Cozy Corner. What can I do for you?"
Oh, right. Are you Mihos?
I am, yes, owner of the Cozy Corner. Have you heard of us?
I have, actually. I'm very close with Britta. She told me about you.
Ah, yes, Britta. Is she doing well? I saw out there that she may have been close to that blast.
Kind of give him an understanding nod and kind of rub my arm, kind of like trying to show him that I was also burned, trying to get him to feel soft so he'll like open up to me and trust me. Like, yes, Britta, I got her out safe. She's well now. They're taking good care of her and her daughter, in fact.
Good, good. You know, she's a tough old bird, that woman.
Yes, mighty tough. I've actually been appointed to try and figure out what's happening. So, I was wondering if you could give me any information on any of the Crown's gods that are staying here with you, if they are.
Make a persuasion check. I'll say with advantage because of the burn.
Hard eyes. Okay. Persuasion. Okay, 16 plus 2, so an 18.
18 for the first.
Second one is a 6 total, so we're going with the 18.
An 18. Says, he kind of like pulls you in close and like hisses at his son to head upstairs. Just go upstairs, boy. and the kid scampers up the stairs, doing like the you know, like the kid crawl to excitedly go up the stairs, like on hands and feet.
Yes!
He just does that super quickly, and he just kind of sighs a sort of chuckle and pulls you in. He says, "Well, here's what I do know. I have about 20 or so of them staying here." Oh God, what is with this music? I am so sorry. It's all over the place. Oh, come on. We'll go with that. I have about 20 or so of them staying here. I know one of them is like the commander, I think. He looks a little different than the rest. They've all been pleasant guests, very respectful of the establishment. Nothing out of the ordinary, just a traveling caravan.
Traveling caravan. Well, I have reason to believe that one of them might be behind the explosion.
Yes, that's what the mayor said. Yes.
Yes, they found one of their weapons. It was already fired. Do you know anything about those weapons, perhaps? Or do you know anyone who might?
I mean, that's beyond my pay grade. I see them on their waists, and they kind of keep them with them at all times. They don't exactly have an armory here, you know. It's not a kingdom city.
Of course.
I know that they keep them at their waists. I'm sorry. I really do wish that I could be of more of a help, but I really don't know much about that sort of machinery or whatever it's called. I've never seen anything like it before.
It's quite all right. Do you have any suspicions at all? Anything, any information you can give me?
He sort of pulls you in really close now, like almost face to face, and he looks around to make sure nobody's within earshot. There's one thing I know about that mayor. He's been looking for an excuse to go to war for the last 15 years.
Oh, shit.
He's always marveled at his grandfather's achievements in the war. Now, I don't think he would do something to this level, mind you, but it seems a little rather too convenient. But you did not hear that from me.
Right, of course. Of course not. Of course. Thank you. Thank you so much. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know.
Of course. You're always welcome to stay at the Cozy Cone.
I appreciate
Corner.
that.
That is a Cars reference, which I could get sued for. Cozy Corner, not the Cozy Cone. Cozy.
I thought you said...
We're getting sued. That's it.
That's
Alright.
it. Session
All
0.
right,
We
okay.
had a good
Shut it
run.
down.
It's been a great run. Thank you everybody who watched. I'm out.
Thank you for watching. We're
Yeah.
getting copyrighted immediately.
I have been assimilated by the mouse.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Okay, what is it actually called? Cozy what?
The Cozy
Corner?
Corner. Just a
Okay,
very
thank you.
humble, simple little inn.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna leave the inn and I'm gonna meet up with Torin again, who's being interrogated by my very lovely wolf.
Yeah, Torrin, you've been waiting outside this whole time, and he's just been like, he cannot speak, but he's been doing circles, and at some point he just stopped and sat down just right in front of you, and he's just staring at you.
Can I attempt to pet him?
You're gonna
Love
pet
this
him?
guy.
He sort of growls at
Try,
first.
Let him sniff my hand or something, just to show that I'm peaceful.
He licks it.
Aw,
Let's go.
he's so cute. Love that guy.
Yeah, I guess I'll just pet him until Ponderosa comes over.
Alright, I kind of stumble out of there and I wave goodbye to the guy and I close the door and my face goes completely blank again. He says, well, he doesn't think the guards have anything to do with it. And he, suspects the mayor.
Wait, are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I have
Oh
you
my
muted in
God.
Discord, so I can barely.
Oh, you can't hear me? I'm so
No,
sorry.
you're talking very quiet.
I'm trying to. I have the music super turned down, so if it's still loud, let me know.
No,
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 it's
he
not the music.
has me
I
muted
have-
and I have him muted because
I don't hear
otherwise
it
our
twice.
mics will pick up on each other.
True, whispering,
Gotcha.
I'm like,
So it's like
"Who are you
whispering and he couldn't
talking
even
to?"
hear me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So what happened?
Okay, so basically, I kind of pull you down to whisper to you. Still don't trust you, but I have to tell you shit. So,
Sure.
Mihos, he says he has most of the gods actually are staying here, but he hasn't noticed anything out of the ordinary. But he did say something rather interesting. I think we should meet up with the others immediately.
Would you like to tell me first?
I think I will tell you as a group.
Alright.
Don't trust any of you. So,
Sure. That's fine.
where are Atticus and Theron?
I would say this rather timed up quite nicely, and about this time, as the two of you walk away from the inn, Atreus, you and Theron walk away from the Crown's Guard compiling ammunition, and the Town's Guard overseeing them, making sure that they're not slipping away any ammunition or misrepresenting their numbers. So the
I
four
didn't
of
hear
you,
the last part one more time.
the four of you are now back together in the town square.
Yeah, we've met up.
Okay.
We might want to take this a little bit more private.
Yeah, I agree. What do you
I'd-
suggest?
Is there a secluded corner, DM? Anywhere
Uh,
that's not just right smack dab in the middle of town square.
So kind of picture it kind of like Main Street USA at Disney. Like you got two rows of like buildings of the inns, the houses, the businesses, and each building has like a little alleyway that you can get in between them, and then behind them is just a lot of open field. It's an otherwise super small town. So like you have like this main street of buildings, and then you just have a lot of grassy field area and trees off in the distance. So
Okay, let's go to one of these alleys we speak of.
okay, you guys head a bit like south again, back towards the dark patchy grass, and you head towards the other end of the sawmill, and you feel pretty confident that. Well, actually, make a perception check if anyone's interested to make sure if nobody's listening.
I got a 9.
Can we all do it and just pick the?
Just two.
Yeah, just two.
Wait, is it perception?
Yeah,
Perception.
Andrew, you go for it.
What's-
I did it last
yeah,
time.
+2.
I have.
Worth a
Oh,
shot.
well, maybe I have +3.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you should do it.
Theron, what about you?
Might as well.
If you guys want to roll, that's fine.
Okay, fine. Nice. I got a 19
Cool.
Nice.
for fucking once.
19. Looking around, the groups of villagers searching, the town's guard, the crown's guard. Nobody's near you guys. You're in the clear. Nobody's listening.
Prisma, do you got anything?
Yes, actually. Quite startling, if I'm being honest. Mihos, he's the inn owner. I asked him about the guards staying there. He said there wasn't anything out of the ordinary. However, they all wear their weaponry on their hips, so I'm just a bit confused how one could be mishandled. And now you'll find this intriguing. He suspects it may be the mayor.
Well, apple doesn't fall too far from the tree on this one.
No.
Are you familiar with the mayor's shenanigans?
I've never been here before in my life, but if you would let me explain what we found, Theron and I went and talked to. Did we call it the general? Is it a general or is it a
Commander.
what commander? Commander. We talked to the commander. They are currently, with the help of the town's guard, are counting up their ammunition and pistols, and it doesn't look like anything's gonna come up short. Now, what's rather suspicious, did you guys notice that the mayor never told us where he found said pistol?
Yes, I was noticing that.
Well, that leads me to believe that he has something to do with this, and on top of that, no one else knows where the pistol came from either. It's kind of odd that he just showed up with a pistol right after the shot was fired. It's also odd that no one saw anything. So there's got to be some sort of connection here. And if we assume the mayor, that means the person that we think did it. What is that called? This is out of character. What do we call someone who is your
Suspect?
suspect? Haha, thank you. I don't. In my mind, just went blank. Our leading suspect at the moment would be the mayor, followed by the royal guard. We have no one else that has anything to do, or any. Well, we haven't seen anybody else that would want to harm. And why did he think that the mayor was up to this?
The Mijos? You're talking to
Mijos.
me?
I don't know
Okay.
his name. I just know that he's
Yeah, his
the
name is
innkeep.
Mijos. Yes.
Mijos.
Well, I don't necessarily live here either, but I've been coming here for a long while trading. And he is, I'm sure you've noticed, he's rather aggressive, very accusatory, and he's really, Miho says, really that he's, you know, always trying to find a way to start a war.
I don't think he would know they would lose.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Just thinking on the top of my head. Do you guys have anything? Torin? Theron?
I don't know. Can we just take a break for a sec?
You guys want to take a break?
His brain is a little fried.
Yes.
Yeah, let's take a break.
Migraine ensues.
Oh,
I'll
frustrating.
just ask. I don't want to like butt in and I don't know, sort of cut this short. But how are you feeling on how much longer?
I usually try
I
to
don't wanna
end
rush
them.
you.
I try to hit, you know, I mean 3 hours is usually a good mark. We just hit the second hour. I was trying to aim for maybe 12:30, one at the latest for on my
Which
end.
is 9:30 for us, baby.
Mhm.
9:30 to 10.
But if you guys are
9:30 to
tired, we
10.
can wrap it up here if you'd like.
I think Andrew's just
Okay,
a
so
little burnt.
I'm finding it very hard for me to like focus on everything going on, just like the talk. I guess. I don't know. I don't know why.
Okay.
I mean,
We had a
yeah,
long day.
It's up to the group.
Yeah. I mean, I
I'm-
am down to
guys
go
need
for another hour. I don't mind if we stop here. I would be kind of bummed out though, because I'm actually really getting into this.
You
I've
can
been
have,
writing
like,
down literally everything.
I actually
yeah.
haven't been writing down as much as I was last
If there's
time,
any
but
way I
I'm
could
just
like
key
leave
elements.
or deafen, and then you guys can mark what happens. I'm fine doing that too.
Well, we don't want to leave you behind, buddy. So how
Yeah,
about
Yeah.
it's all right.
No,
it's good.
Bugga, you have to be involved.
I guess so.
we're good?
Alright.
We're
You're
good.
a valued part of this ragtag team of individuals.
Oh no,
That's
my
fine.
brain just hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's call it good. This has been a great first session. Not every session is like meant to have like a solid ending. Like usually sessions end on cliffhangers, and they usually end with people wanting to see what happens next. So
Okay.
it's not exactly a type of thing where you're gonna begin a story and then end it at the same session. Because of everything that goes on, it does take a while, and sometimes it takes a few sessions to get through a short story arc. So I didn't think this was gonna get wrapped up this first session at all. I had a few points in mind where I thought it might be a good place to stop, but no, we're good to stop
Yeah.
here if you want.
There's a lot of things I'm probably gonna have someone kind of fill me in. There's a lot of things I definitely missed.
Well, the good
This
news
alt
is
broken.
this is recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can watch it.
He's just
And
adjusting, I think.
yeah, this is an
I mean,
adjustment period.
Yeah, it's a lot of information at once. So
Yeah, and it's hard because
Absolutely.
it's not like the fighting, because that's what our first thing was, and he was really good at that, but he has a hard time with
I
storytelling.
really like that stuff. Yeah.
That's totally
I
fine,
mean,
buddy.
That makes
yeah,
sense.
and especially like if we make that a little like not more clear, but like in our roles as like who we are as characters. If you made that a little bit more clear to the group, like you're more of a fighter type, you don't really do the sleuthing, that can always be adjusted for.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Oh, like, so us as a ragtag team, us a group of individuals, us four, if you were like, hey, like I don't really do the sleuthing stuff, but you guys need me to knock someone out, just make it like aware to the group.
I think
Yeah,
he just
I
needs
gotcha.
to
Yeah.
practice being in his character more, because I think that's
Yeah.
where he's
I
struggling
really
the most.
can't.
He's trying to figure out how
I'm
to do
sorry.
everything else, because, like, I have a voice, you have a big fat personality. Like, he's trying to figure out how he wants to
I
play.
think in person it would be like if there's like a board, there's like something visual, like I can literally attach it to, but it's just sort of like I'm hearing things, and I can't visualize things just from hearing things.
Yeah.
Like very well. I'm not like imaginative or very creative in that way.
that's
But
totally
that's
fine.
to like just me personally. That's why all like this sort of role playing stuff is hard for me. I just hear voices and I'm like, okay, things are happening.
Maybe if we can get, like, some pictures to, like,
And maybe, but that's so much accommodation though.
I
I
can.
know, but, like, I want you to have fun. Like, at least have, like, a picture of a random tavern so that you can have something in your head, or,
I can.
you know.
I can prepare a few more things. I had some things prepared for the sake of combat, but I can throw up some maps just to have visual, like, pictures for you guys to be on. They may
Honestly,
have combat, they may not, but yeah, if you guys would like more visuals, I can incorporate more visuals.
He just has,
yeah,
like, this is why he doesn't like reading either, because he has a hard time, like, visualizing stuff in his head, which is fine. It's not a bad thing.
I mean, kinda, but
No, it's not. You have a more logical based brain,
This
and
is
that's fine.
here's where I'm at as a DM. I want to make sure that you four are having the most like joyful experience that you guys can, and that's different for all of you. So if there is something that I could be doing better, please let me know. And that was a great thing that you just told me, Andrew. So I can work on that so that you have a better experience with this, that you can have some more visuals to work with. Yes, there is a lot of chatting and role playing and visualization that goes into D&D, but there will also be a lot of combat. So yeah, just finding your ground, finding your footing, finding how you fit in this side of the game that we did mostly tonight. Yeah, it's a learning curve. We'll just take our time with
Yeah.
it.
I'm still trying to
Yeah,
figure
until
out
it
how I
just
want
gets
my
better,
character
kind
to
of,
behave. I don't know her full personality yet.
yeah, I've only like delved into like one side of my character so far, and it's like the super sleuth, putting things together.
Yeah.
This is fun. But I would agree with Andrew. I would like to see like a map of the town, maybe. That would probably help a lot.
Okay,
more work.
I can prepare a
Well,
few
I-
more
Map
things.
making.
Yeah, I
can
don't
help.
need you to do a whole bunch, but just like
I'm
just
artistic.
so we
I
can
can help.
see it.
Yeah, no, I need guys. I need things to do to keep me busy because I got so much time on my hands
Literally
before I come
messages
out
me
there.
every single day.
Just
She's like,
going-
"Hey, you want to talk about D&D?"
Going-
I'm like, "What is there to talk about?" I'm so scared.
What is there to talk about? Oh my goodness, where do I
Okay, I
begin?
didn't mean to get started.
No, I can absolutely prepare a few more things for you guys.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how hard any of it is, but like to make stuff, that is.
I'll say the things that I did have prepared for tonight, we just didn't get to yet, and that's totally fine, and that's totally okay. And now, next time, next week, I'll have even more stuff prepared for you guys.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah. Here, I'm gonna do a little outro since this is our first official video. I'm gonna go right here. Hello, people. Thanks for watching. If you're still watching, and you listen to us vent about this, about how we're feeling. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is episode 1 and what's hopefully going to be a very long, very fun, fruitful, ripe with lore campaign. Thank you all for watching. And, I don't have an outro. I am not there yet as a content creator. I don't know what to say. I just, go drink water. It's good for you.
Bye-bye.
Drink
Bye-bye.
Hydrate or
water.
dihydrate.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Yo.